having trouble trying to sleep. I'm counting sheep but running out as time ticks by, and still I try. No rest for crosstops in my mind. On my own, here we go. My eyes feel like they're gonna bleed, dried up and bulging out my skull. My mouth is dry, my face is numb, messed up and spun out in my room. On my own, here we go. My mind is set on overdrive. The clock is laughing in my face. A crooked spine, my senses dull. I'm past the point of delirium. On my own, here we go. Feel like they're gonna bleed, dried up and bulging out my skull. My mouth is dry, my face is numb, messed up and spun out in my room. On my own, here we go.
Welcome to the Stab Comedy Theater. It's time for Can't Stand Up Comedy presents I Won't Stand for This. Please welcome to the stage your host, is Temple Kirk. Oh, I don't have the right lights set up. Hold on. It's there. Wait. I forgot to set up the lights. There we go.
Hi, everybody. I'm Temple Kirk. Dan Smith couldn't be here today. He was too busy in his superhero alter ego. Dan, the fucking shit up for people who parked in a handicap spot without the placard, man. He's out in front of Willie's Hamburgers right now, busting people, and he doesn't just report them to the local authorities. He keys their car while humming Before He Cheats. So, yeah, I honestly respect that quite a bit. I'm Temple Kirk, and I'm going to try to keep it reasonable and kind for us. I'm one of the Sacramento area's darker comedians, and you know, not everybody wants it that way. Like, I got booked on a show called Dark and Darker, where we were encouraged to bring just our most messed up comedy. And so I started my set talking about a series of corporate entertainment mergers that led to the outcome that the human centipede is now actually technically a Disney princess. And the crowd looked at me in horror, and I'm like, oh, you don't really want it all that dark. Okay, well, there goes my whole set I had planned about riffing about the plot of 100 Days of Sodom. None of you out there have seen Caligula. Okay. All right, that's the end of that. So yeah, I turned it kind of nice from that point, and that's all right. Nothing wrong with that. I'm here to entertain as best as possibly can. I'm gonna start by just doing a little bit of singing. There's a lot of improv at this theater, and so I'm just gonna sing a little bit. Like my life gets a little bit cheesy. If I was a Jefferson, I wouldn't be George, but I wouldn't be Wheezy. I'd be Lionel, the best Jefferson of all. And you all haven't seen the Jeffersons because you're not over 60 years old. It's a 70s reference. Yeah. Yeah, that's how it goes. So as a comedian, I don't know if you have ever heard the term chuckle fucker before. Chuckle fuckers are people who want to basically be groupies for comedians. And you all might think that I'm into the chuckle fuckers. And I got to be honest, I'm not really into the chuckle fuckers. I'm more into the knuckle fuckers because fisting is awesome. Fisting is fucking awesome. But I'm not into the whole like front stuff. I'd rather do the gay stuff, come in from the back, get my chocolate wristwatch, it's like the gay equivalent of earning your Red Wings, you put down the puppy pads first though, because you don't want to have to get the shop vac out afterwards. That's just basically par for the course when you're doing the really gay shit. But this isn't sex education. This is comedy. This is I won't stand for the show. I can't stand for this. I'm going to sit just as a technical, sign of respect to Dan. Usually he has people sit in his wheelchair, and this is the third time I've done this show. And every time I go back and forth with Dan, I'm like, Dan, what's the weight limit on your wheelchair? And he's like, I don't know. You just sit in my wheelchair and roll yourself up on stage, and that's how we do the show. And I'm like, Dan, please look at the sticker. Check the weight limit of your wheelchair. I am 370 pounds. And if I sit in that wheelchair and break it, and you got to crawl your ass to the bathroom back and forth until Medicare replaces your chair, you're going to be unhappy with me, Dan. Like, you don't want to do that. Please look at the sticker. Check the weight limit of your chair. But since he's not here and I don't actually have to sit in his chair, we have kicked that particular can down the road at least another few months. And I think that's a beautiful thing. Dan is awesome. Dan, the can't stand up comedian, quite funny, very cool person, just a real light in the lives of the people in the Sacramento comedy scene. And wish he could be here today, but he's got some health problems, and that's how it goes. So if you're not going to drink all of that beer, go and maybe pour the rest of it, not on the curb because you can't take beer outside, not on the carpet because that'll make the showroom stink. Maybe pour a little in the bathroom sink for him. Maybe that's the way to do that respectfully of the venue and of the comedian. Now I'm going to stand up because I actually need this to put my set list on. I have too much trauma to actually remember my own jokes. That's part of being queer in Trump's America. Remember how to run from ICE raids and run from fascist cops more than I remember my own set list, but that's okay. I am not a person with a disability. At least not that I know of, but I used to have something that I would have to consider was a disability for me. Before I found appropriate health care and also some combination of like andropause and menopause, being a trans person used to do hormones. I don't know which one it is. Ask my doctor. That's not my problem. But I used to be a very horny person. Like when I was a teenager, I was so horny that like whenever I saw a pantyhose commercial on TV, a tube sock got murdered within the next 5 minutes. It was fucking gross. The only people that did worse by tube socks than I did were the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah, that was not a very happy part of my life. And the only thing worse than being that tube sock was being the Sears catalog that lived in between my mattress and my box springs. Because we didn't have access to pornography on the internet like you all do now. We had the catalogs that would come once a year. It's like, oh my God, this lady's wearing a teddy, and now I'm not horny anymore for 5 minutes, So I'm grateful it's not like that for me anymore. I'm actually a functional adult now and not a slave to lust, which is a beautiful thing I'm very grateful for. But sometimes I still do want to have amorous relations, and I'm a fat middle-aged queer. I can't just go down to the gay bar like the younger queers who are all pretty and looking like Chapel Roan and all that shit. I have to do things a little bit differently. So when I'm looking to hook up with somebody, I go to the antique mall. Yeah, it works really well for me because I'm bisexual, and so there's all sorts of pretties to choose from. And last time I was at the antique mall, I was given side eye to a couple of barber chair Bettys, trying to convey my impeccable taste in mid-century gas station signs. Anyway, this guy walks up to me, and he was so hot, and he had a beard, and he was gym toned, and I wanted to wear him as my wristwatch. Anyway, I noticed he had a hanky in his back pocket. And back in the days before the internet, queer folks would flag who they wanted to do or be done by and how by the color and placement of the hanky in their pocket. And so I looked at the color and placement of the hanky in this man's pocket, and I looked it up on my phone, and I realized it could mean one of two things. It could mean either A, he identifies as a top, or B, he owns a McDonald's franchise. I was personally hoping for both, hoping to get a little bit of that welcome to McDaddy's, may I help you? But as so often happens with men in their 50s, all I got was, sorry, the shake machine's still broken. Yeah, that didn't go anywhere. But, sometimes I turn to online dating. I'm not against it. Some of you are on your various sites. The Christians have Plenty of Fish. The queers have Grindr. The lesbians have, like, social justice, accountability, hookup, date side, whatever, that joke goes well out in a different crowd, not this one. I personally have Plunger, the dating app where people post pictures of their buttholes instead of their faces. It's fucking awesome, but it was really weird during the pandemic because everybody was trying to be all virtue signaling and shit, so they were posting pictures of like masks over their buttholes. And so, yeah, that was really, really weird. Although some guys, they were fine with showing a little bit of a skid mark on that too. And it's like, okay, that's adventurous. Kind of dirty. I'm not into the nasty pig thing, but some people are, and I'm sure there's some straights out in the crowd and are like, I don't know what the fuck this weirdo's talking about. I am straight as a fucking arrow. And I'm like, you see, this is educational. You got to see how the other half lives sometime. Or, in my case, like the other like fraction of an eighth, you know what I mean? I'm certainly not part of any half. But there are some more normal things I do. Like I go and do karaoke. Like I love to do karaoke. And most of the time I even sing the right words, Sometimes I sing what I feel like in my head. Like, I'm gonna be Wheezy Jefferson tonight. That's still, all right, that worked a little bit on you the second time. No, I love doing karaoke. I take my mom to do karaoke. And for a number of years, I used to be a karaoke DJ. Up in Eugene, Oregon, I was a karaoke DJ, and, for a living, it wasn't much of a living, but it paid some of the bills, and I love tips. I love getting tips, and, a lot of times people would be like, hey, if I give you $5, can I jump the line? And I'd be like, no, it's $20 to jump the line. $5 for me to shut down Carafun and get your silly little YouTube song on, even though that's against the ASCAP rules, $20 to jump the line. And anyway, one night this guy was really drunk and he was dressed in all this cowboy gear, and he came up to me and he's like, hey, I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna lay it online. I'm like, what? He's like, if I give you $111 Canadian, will you let me sing the David Allan Coe song with the N-word in it? And I was like, oh man, that's fucked up. I was like, all right. So I looked and I noticed that the security person was there. A couple of the other bigger bartenders were there. And so I said, sure. I took his money and then had him kicked out of the place. So I figured that's what you get, I get your money, you get kicked the fuck out of this place. But, obviously he wasn't local, he was a traveler. So every time I go do karaoke, I've got my eye out for any exorbitantly, extravagantly dressed Canadians who might want to come kick my ass out of vengeance for taking $111 worth of plastic money. Actually, it was $110 worth of plastic money and a loonie, because they don't have $1 bills in Canada. Yeah, so... oh yeah, I guess. See, none of you have been to Canada recently and spent the plastic money. That joke would have absolutely killed if I was up in Bellingham. But no shame in my game. The geography jokes don't always work. For example, there's this joke I love to tell in Oregon about how the names of the cities and towns in Oregon sound like the names of prescription drugs or the diseases that you take those drugs to treat. And they've got some really amazing town names up in Oregon. There's a town called Shed. And of course, that's the drug you take when your wife makes you sleep on the couch because of your horseshoe hairline while she watches Breaking Bad in bed, pleasuring herself. She wants you to go bald all the way. So you take Shed, the only drug guaranteed to exacerbate male pattern baldness, And, there's a town called Tualatin, and that to me sounds like the dog, what the veterinary drug you give your dog if your dog has an odd number of nipples and you want them to grow that last one in to have an even number of nipples. That's Tualatin, But, coming back to Sacramento, that joke doesn't work. North Highlands, that doesn't sound like a drug. I mean, it certainly sounds like a disease, but it doesn't sound like a drug, Folsom, yeah, that doesn't work. But, you get down into the valley, you've got all sorts of amazing towns like, ladies, do you get that not so fresh feeling? Guys, do you have problems with erectile dysfunction? Well, now there's a once-a-day medicine that takes care of below-the-belt problems in men and women. Ask your doctor about Modesto. So, it just depends on where you go, which is why I love doing shows in the Central Valley, Plus, the tacos are good in Stockton. Like, anybody who talks smack about Stockton, they don't love tacos, and they don't love me. I just want that to be known for the people officially and fully. I think I'm going to leave you with this before I bring up our first fabulous comedian tonight. I was talking about karaoke, and one of my favorite songs to sing in karaoke is 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover by Paul Simon. And, I don't know if you're familiar with that one. It's like, just get on the bus, Gus. Just slip out the back, Jack. Just give her the key, Lee, and set yourself free. And so anyway, I sing this song, and I just keep thinking they give us the abridged version of it. And, I finally realized that there actually in this song are only 5 ways to leave your lover. He just repeats them over and over again. He only gives you 5 ways to leave your lover. So as far as I'm concerned, Paul fucking Simon owes me another 45 ways to leave my lover. Get with it, Paul. You're in your mid-80s now. You don't have much time to finish this. I want my other 45 ways. But it is an earworm, and it's sometimes when I'm feeling particularly depressed, I'm in a bad way. It earworms me in a bad way. I just get just put your head in the oven, Evan. Just jump off the cliff, Biff. Put a bullet in your temple. Oh man, Paul, what are you doing to me, baby? So. But I'm glad I'm not depressed most of the time. Comedy keeps the depression away because, when you make half of the crowd laugh, you're like, yay. And when the other half of the crowd is like, yeah, you're maybe not my cup of tea. It's humbling, it brings the honesty here. And I got to respect a Kansas City Royals fan, and because they're a good team. Bobby Witt Jr. is going to be the MVP this year, Maybe you're not a Royals fan, but anyway, it's a nice hat. And Kansas City's a cool town, great barbecue, although downtown clears out a little too quickly at night. I wish there was a little more nightlife downtown. They need a little bit more urban core renewal, but not at the expense of providing vital services to the rest of the people. And also, crooked fucking police department. Anyway, that's not comedy. That's my commentary on the state of Missouri as we know it. So I want to bring up our first comedian of the night. Our first comedian, he's not here from a city. He's not here from a town. He's here from the 60s. He might not be as wavy gravy, and he might not necessarily be as Kesey as Ken Kesey, but he knows how to spell further correctly, and he can absolutely adapt the fish chant to any war and or police action the United States gets itself involved in. And I think that is one amazing trait to have. Everybody give a majorly big round of applause to Joey C.
So fucking tall. No, I can't turn this. Oh, there we go. Oh, no, there we go. Yeah. My wife always says, "Oh, there you go." Yeah, there you go. There you go. I just want to make something straight that Temple said he was a karaoke DJ. Not all karaoke DJs are gay or queer. I was a karaoke DJ, and I've never had a gay experience. Well, maybe one time in college. But that don't count, right? College doesn't count. But I usually come up to a walk-up song by Jimi Hendrix called Hey Joe. And I saw Jimmy quite a few times in the late 60s, early 70s before he passed, 1970. And every time I saw him live, when you get to that song, he'd be looking right at me. You know, the words are, "Hey Joe, where are you going with that gun in your hand?" "I'm going down to shoot my old lady. You know, I caught her messing around with another man." Those were the words that got it on the radio. The actual lyrics were, "Hey Joe, where are you going with that gun in your pocket?"
going down to shoot my old lady, caught her messing around with another man's rocket. And back in the 60s and 70s, it was okay to talk about killing somebody on the radio, but you couldn't have sex with them. Even when they were dead, you could not have sex with them. That's the way the radio was. And no, that's not a gun in my pocket. I'm just happy to be here tonight, guys. You know, my age, I'm happy to be anywhere. And I'm really happy to be able to still do that joke. Although when I started doing it, I had a .45 Magnum in that pocket. Now it's just a little pea shooter. So those of you that know me, I see one person that knows me basically. You know that I've been dealing with Parkinson's for the last 16 years. Those of you that don't know me, surprise! And I tell you that not because I want your sympathy. I don't want you to feel sorry for me. I tell you that because my hand starts to shake, and I can't control it. And you're going to be paying more attention to my hand than the shitty jokes I write about myself. So pay attention to the jokes, please. Because you're probably thinking, man, that dude's so nervous to be at Stab tonight. He can't stop that hand from shaking. Some of you are thinking, wow, he said he's got Parkinson's. Maybe that's the secret handshake to get into the club tonight. Some of the ladies are thinking, man, I hope he's got COPD in that hand. And I don't mean chronic obstructive pulmonary device or disease. I mean a continuous orgasmic pleasure device. Because it is, let me tell you, it is. And then some of you are thinking, fuck, it'd be awesome if he had a tambourine in that hand, you know. But I kind of told you a little lie. I can stop it if I concentrate long enough. But I can't keep concentrating. My brain doesn't work that way. Or if I grab something stiff and hard, I can stop it too. But why would I want to, huh? Why would I want to do that? Yeah. Anybody got a cigarette? I'm almost done up here. You know, that's my favorite joke that I wrote. It's the only joke that gives me a happy ending, but I love it. I love it. So tremors, you know, they're good, they're bad. Basically, they go into my right hand, my left hand, sometimes my leg, sometimes my whole body's just shaking. I was at the Walmart the other day. I bent over to pick up some money I dropped. The tremors actually went into my butt cheeks. Oh, it was weird, but I felt okay because no one's going to pay attention to the old man shaking. Till some little girl goes, "Hey, Mommy, look, that old man's twerking." I said, shit, I felt really bad then, embarrassed as hell. And I looked up and I saw everybody looking at me and smiling, and then they started throwing money at my feet. I made about $130 that day. So don't be surprised if I come to a Walmart near you and start twerking. Bring the cash out, please bring the cash out. But as Temple was talking about old age and going into antique stores to pick up dates and stuff, I'm at that age now where my wife and I, we've been in May is our 35th wedding anniversary. I haven't seen her for 32 years, but no, she's at home. She's at home. But we were in an antique shop the other day, just looking for something to buy for the house, and we were starting to walk out, and some lady comes walking up and goes, looks me in the eyes and turns to my wife and goes, "How much for the antique?" And I knew my wife was just gonna yell at her and stuff, you know, tell her to fuck off, she's crazy. My wife looks at her, gives her that stare and says, "How much you got?" So I found out that day that my wife is my pimp. Pimping ain't easy, especially with a 73-year-old man. But I better take that out of there. That gets me in trouble. I've got 9 grandchildren. I love going to the park with them all the time. One of the other problems that Parkinson patients have is they drool a lot. So while I'm watching my my grandchildren on the playground, I'm standing there like this and I'm drooling. The cops always come. I don't know why. What is wrong? What is wrong? Oh, sorry, officer. Yeah, those are my grandkids. Ask them. Please ask them. But the thing about getting old too, like I said, I was born in the 50s, came of age in the 60s, the drug, sex, rock and roll 60s, and we all partied like rock stars back in the 60s. All partied like rock. Some of us partied with rock stars. There's a group out of the Bay Area called the Grateful Dead. Ever hear of the Grateful Dead? Yeah, we used to go every weekend. We'd be at one of their concerts, smoking weed, smoking hash, dropping acid, dropping mescaline, whatever we had. And we would party with them. When their sets were done, they'd come down and party with us, you know. And we were called deadheads back in the day. Now most of my people, they're just called dead. You know, and one day I know I'll be there, but I'll be with Jerry Garcia singing along with him. And I don't know why I threw that in, because that ain't funny, but I don't know. Sometimes I get lost, because I took a lot of drugs back in the 60s. A lot of drugs. I wasn't a drug addict. I wasn't addicted to drugs. I was doing research. And my favorite drug, or the favorite drug of the 60s, basically, do you know what that was? Acid. Yeah, acid. Took a lot of acid. Nowadays, I'm in my 70s. My favorite drug is antacid. Brought some with me tonight. Y'all want to party later on, because I'm tripping right now on that acid, boy. You know, I ain't seeing no colors or no trails or nothing, but my stomach feels great. So that's for later, in case y'all want to party with me later on, you know, because we did a lot of partying in the 60s. People ask me, Joey C., at your age, are you still doing research on drugs? And I am. Someone's got to do it, you know, so I keep doing it. But I can't smoke it anymore. My lungs are tore. These are 73-year-old lungs. They're tore up, so I can't smoke it, even though it's illegal in California now to smoke it. I don't like edibles, because you never know how much you're getting with edibles, how much THC. You look at the bottle, oh, yeah, 2.5%. Boom. You get too much. But then the first one doesn't hit for 20 minutes, so you take another one thinking that you got robbed. When you take the other one, the first one hits, and the second one don't wait 20 minutes. It hits immediately too, you know, and so you're like, oh, Jesus Christ. You're so high you can't even get the bag of chips open to eat, you know. But it's a crazy time. So nowadays I just do wearables, like you can see my shirt. I do wearables because wearables are a lot better, because if I get too high with a wearable, I just take it off. You know, if I'm getting too high tonight, I'll just take my shirt off, basically. My socks tonight, instead of wearing marijuana socks, I wore my martini socks. Because I like a good martini once in a while. Shaken, not stirred. But, so the last time I did a show, I was wearing like cocaine underwear, marijuana pants, you know, my martini socks. My shoes were mescaline shoes. And I was getting so high, I spent the last 5 minutes completely naked on stage. Trying to come down, but I was floating, boy. I was floating badly. And that's part of the drugs I took in the 60s. The LSD, the mescaline, the peyote, the mushrooms. God, I miss them, but my brain doesn't work sometimes, and I forget a lot of stuff. So I brought my phone up here so I can take a look at it and see what I'm missing, and I may be done. I don't know, you know. This may be it, you know. I mean, this is all you're gonna get, maybe, but maybe not, you know, maybe not, because oh yeah, I do remember something. It's about getting old. You know, getting old is terrible. I mean, I don't like getting old. Getting old with Parkinson's is depressing. I got to take so many pills, so many vitamins, peptides, everything, basically, that sometimes when I walk, I rattle. So I took up bowling. Bowling cures my depression, you know, because the best thing in life is to shake, rattle, and roll. That's pretty chaotic. Well, I can't even say the damn word. Wow, I could be done, huh? No, I ain't done. Oh yeah, I got 2 more minutes. I'm almost done. They just lit me up, which is okay because my flashbacks were lighting me up anyway. I grew up here. I was born and raised in Loomis, California. My parents came from Spain. My parents came 6,000 miles to find a better place for their family. I moved to Lincoln from Loomis thinking that it'd be a better place. Fuck, I fucked up. Oh, if you're from Lincoln, I'm sorry. But I've lived in Lincoln the last 32 years. But I grew up in Loomis on a farm. My dad had a 16-acre farm, basically. He had grapes. We made wine every year. He had fruit trees. He had a big garden that we sold vegetables out on the road. And I'm celebrating tonight an anniversary. What was it, 60 years ago today, I had sex for the first time in Loomis. Thank you. Thank you. 3 years ago today, I had sex for the last time. That's my age, though. That's my age. But so it was basically a clear night, big full moon. We called it a lover's moon. I grabbed a blanket. My girlfriend and I went out into one of the pastures, put the blanket down, and I mean, I can't explain. It was the best 15 seconds of my life, you know. And I couldn't say anything afterwards. I was so caught up in the moment. But she couldn't keep her mouth shut, boy. All she kept saying was, "Bleh, bleh, bleh, bleh." I don't know what she was talking about. By the time I got her legs out of my boots, she's go scooting across the pasture, and all I could hear her mom up in the corner going, "Bleh, bleh." Luckily, we got rid of her dad a couple of days before because that ram would have killed me. But I should have known it would never work. I should have known right then because 3 weeks later, we ate her. We had her for dinner. Mom cooked her up, you know. So, I mean, every time I see a leg of lamb or a lamb shank or whatever they call those lamb stuff, I get this tremendous woody. Which for the last 3 years, I can't do shit with it anyway. So thank you all very much for listening to me. My name is Joey C. Take care. Don't forget.
Keep it going for Joey C., everybody. Yeah, that growing old is hard. I take care of my elderly mother, and we were watching TV. There was a commercial for Henry Winkler pushing some sort of cryptocurrency, and she's like, should we buy that? I'm like, hell no, I'm not going to fall for no Fonzie scheme. Your next comic is a special guest to the show. He's one of SAC's funniest comics and a gentleman and a really cool person. Everybody give it up for Connor Martin.
How you guys doing? Okay, me too, right on, similar. This is cool. I wasn't even supposed to be here. I just came to hang out. Somebody dropped out, so I'm doing a set. Feels like you ever get called into work when on your day off, and then you get there and you just feel like, I showed up, motherfucker. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do a lot right now. I kind of, you're welcome for being here. No, I'll try. I actually worked at a sex shop a little while ago. I quit that job. It sounds like a cool job on paper. Everyone thinks they want to work at a sex shop, just slang dildos all day, you know? It really just comes down to, like, who do you work with, who do you work for? And our manager was a fucking tyrant, I swear to God, guys. He ruled that place with a rubber fist. Guys, whoa. It's like, Trevor, you never heard of a write-up? Come on. Okay. That's right. We're doing 2 fisting jokes in one night, all right? It's not even the last comic. No, Tempo was talking about growing up without porn. I had an interesting age. I was born 1990, so I grew up with the internet. Like Windows 95, Windows 95 came out. I was 5 years old, right? Windows 98, I was 8. Windows Vista came out, I was jerking off to internet pornography, right? You know, it was my time had come. And so would I, yeah. And I don't know if you guys remember, or you probably remember growing up, they had a genre of porn they called barely legal. Yeah, that was a thing that they thought was a good idea to name that. Now it's called teen. I don't know if that's better or not, you know what I mean? But barely legal is crazy. That was like the, hey, do you want to almost commit a crime? You know what I mean? We got a genre for you. I feel like that was the genre for guys who just like telling on themselves, you know what I mean? Like they would go lower, but a government drew a line, you know what I mean? And they're not billionaires, they don't got an island, so they're like, oh, okay. No. I used to watch that, but I was like 16 years old, so I was like, these older bitches could teach me a thing or two, you know what I mean? Some ladies my age. No. I just wish there was other types of barely legal pornography, you know? Like a guy just got his citizenship like that day, and it's like, oh, this is very recently legal pornography. Or like on the bang bus, and his driver's license is going to expire tomorrow. It's like, oh, this is barely legal, guys. Oh my God. There's another genre I call very legal, barely jerkable. So you guys might know it as mature pornography. You ever heard of this stuff? It's grandparents having sex on camera. It shouldn't happen, but they make it. It's a real thing. It's crazy to me that exists, you know? It's like grandmas should be cooking apple pies, not doggy style. You know what I mean? You shouldn't have that in common. The only thing you should have in common with a golden retriever is like patriotism. You know what I mean? Not sexual positions, you know? All right. No. Also, I saw a porn recently I would call barely gay. It was a 3-way, and the guys made eye contact just a little too long. I was like, this is gay, but barely. You know what I mean? It was good. I kind of intrigued me. No, I'm not personally part of the LGBTQ yet. You know what I mean? Life is long. My dick is not. I have to keep my options open, you know what I mean? Plus, I don't know what I'm like in the future. When I was a kid, I didn't like carrots. Nowadays, you can't stop me from shoving those things up my butt. Guys, come on. Got to keep an open mind and an open butt. Let's be honest. Okay. No, plus I say I'm not part of the LGBTQ yet because it's LGBTQ plus. And when I first heard that, I thought they had added the plus size community to the LGBTQ. I was like, wow, this is very inclusive. Got Lane Bryant involved. That's fun. You know, as you say what you want about Lizzo, she's getting shit done. Okay, no. Turns out that's not what it was. I found out pretty quickly that's not what it was. It was the plus was there was like too many letters, and they're like, well, we might have more categories in the future we haven't thought of yet, so we'll tack a plus on there and be done with it. And I got to tell you, I love that plus, because that plus means that there might be something you do in your life every single day that isn't gay yet. You know what I mean? But it will be gay. And when we're all gay, they have to give us rights. You know what I mean? If everybody's gay? No. Like, personally, I'm a lightweight. I can only fuck with beer. I can't really fuck with hard alcohol. And I don't think that should be part of the LGBTQ. But my homophobic grandfather does, apparently, because you should hear the names he calls me whenever I turn down a shot. I'm like, okay, all right, Grandpa, you should die soon, probably. No, but I was having beers with him recently, and he knows I'm a lightweight, but he's an asshole. So he pulled out a bottle of whiskey. He said, this stuff right here separates the men from the boys. And I was like, holy shit, really? They could have used some whiskey in the Catholic Church. You know what I mean? You're telling me this stuff separates men from boys like magic? What are we talking about? You know what I mean? Feels like save the holy water, Monsignor. Get some Jack Daniels on the scene, right? Maybe holy water will keep me out of hell. But apparently whiskey's going to keep Father Johnson out of me. So you know what I mean? Let's get our priorities in order. All right, I'm leaving on that. Thank you very much. I appreciate your attention.
Keep it going for Connor Martin, everybody. All right, y'all ready for your headliner? May I get a louder round of applause than that for a headliner? You ready for a headliner? Absolutely, right on. Well, your headliner was handpicked to headline by Dan Smith himself. Everybody give a major round of applause for Jade Theriot. Jade Theriot, excuse me. Almost had it right.
Thank you, Temple.
Thank you. Want me to move the stool or anything?
No, I just need patience because I'm gonna die eventually, and I need everyone to just wait for me because I'm very disabled. So anyway, I was walking around the block, and I saw a crow trying to cross the street. And he could have just done that. But this fucking crow, he went to the corner. He looked both ways. He used the fucking crosswalk. I told this joke to my personal care assistant, and she said, well, he could have just flew. And that's why it's really hard to be disabled, because you have a Swedish woman named Consuela ruining this beautiful moment. I'm like, what the fuck do you know, Consuela? Your mom didn't know you weren't Hispanic. Way to ruin a perfect murder scene, you know? I guess it's not really murder if it's only one crow, right? It's more like a suicide. Why did the crow cross the road? Well, he'd had enough. Why did the crow cross the road? To get to the other side. Poor Consuela gets deported. But it's back to Sweden. So she's just like relieved, you know. She's like, oh, I can finally get that MRI. Jesus Christ. Fuck. This is nice. The last show I did, there was a sign language interpreter, and he was fucking fine. And I accidentally sexually harassed the sign language interpreter. And then I purposely said, how does it feel to interpret your own harassment? That was not the right thing to say. I didn't know that was wrong. It was bad. It was a show full of deaf people, which was hard enough. And they took me off to the side. They're like, you can't do that. It's an access tool, you know. It's you can't just go around fucking up our shit like that and making people uncomfortable. And they explained it to me, and I nodded. I understood. And then they took me into a back room, and they beat me. And they beat me, and they beat me in sign language. It was a terrible experience. It was I still have the whole alphabet scarred into my back. It's very Catholic. Anyway. Yeah, that was rough. Some people think that love triangles are hard. Try being in a love octagon. And you're not even one of the corners. It's like you're hopelessly in love. You can't even get into the top 8. Fuck is wrong with you? Just me. Alright. I know, I looked at the happy couple who's like trying to stay away from all you fucking people over here. Why is it so weirdly segregated? What's happening? Like, what? It's like white people, black people, Jews. Sorry, Nina. I'm confused. It's very separated. Cripples here, up here, I guess. I don't know what's happening. I've never been to this venue, is it? No, I'm just kidding. Sacramento, maybe it's a capital of the most racist country in the world. All right, no, that's Saudi Arabia. No, where are we? I'm tired. I don't sleep. I'm sorry. I don't know how to talk to people. I haven't left my house. I've just been inside alone. Sometimes you're so alone you start to realize how gay you are, you know. Because there's only one person to fuck in the house. It's just an angry old pussy, you know. It's just. And if you'll fuck that, you're gay. You are gay. God, I'm so alone. Just been fucking using Tinder like Grubhub, just ordering in, just like. I was doing this thing. God, couples everywhere. Except you, Hi, well, she's with me. But anyway. It's fine. I don't know. This joke won't resonate with any of you, maybe. But you ever do this thing where, like, I don't know, you're young and wearing glasses. You ever do this thing where you're masturbating? And you're looking at something, right? But you're not really looking at it. Your eyes are just kind of resting on it. You know, you know. Well, so anyway, so okay, you're with me. That's good. Okay, all right, yeah. Leave her, be alone, so that you can understand this joke better. But anyway, so I was doing that, right? I was masturbating, and my eyes were resting on a picture of me and my grandmother when I was like, I don't know, 4, and it was bad. It was so bad. It was like black and white behind the glass above these 2 authentic Native American dolls. And we're not even Native, so just layers of shame, just shame upon shame. And then I was I was doing that, and I realized what I was doing when my eyes were resting, and I turned and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I turned a little bit, and then all of a sudden, I swear to God, she appears in a cloud above my head. I swear to fucking God, she says, "It's okay. I'm dead." And then I came, and it was the most beautiful experience we've ever had together. And very, it's very wholesome. It's not what you think. My mother doesn't like that joke. Neither does my grandmother. She's dead. It's fine. She is good. She's good. I hear that New York was covered in snow recently. I heard about this. How do I know this? Because my long distance boyfriend is a cokehead. That's how I know. If your long distance alcoholic, drug addict boyfriend constantly lies to you, but no one's around to hear it, did he still make you come? I really need to know. This is important for me to know this. You're laughing way too hard at that. Are you okay? No, I know. It's your fault, huh? You piece of shit. The fuck out of here. We don't like you. If nobody talked to him tonight. No, I'm just kidding. I just start doing pitchforks. No, it's fine. It's not him. I know. I'm loving that you guys are gonna have a conversation about this after now. I love that. I love that I have that power over your relationship. I love it. It brings me joy. It gets me hard. That's right. Chicks get hard. It's called a dicklet. You look it up. No. Where was I? Where am I right now? This is like a weird, like I feel like there's an adult video store in the back. What the fuck is happening in here? Is this the pre-show? Should I tell more dick jokes? How's your penis, sir? The one you like to touch. It's good? Is it okay? It's alright, you like it? Are you satisfied? Women, yes, mostly. Well, not our fat distribution, but like pussies, it's usually not a problem. You don't make it that hard. You really don't. I mean, I guess I have never heard a guy say, "Oh, she had the worst pussy." I have never heard that. Maybe small tits. Maybe like some other fucked up thing. Big feet, big face, like everything but the pussy. The pussy is. Anyway. Sorry, I'm dead inside. My roommate told me I was gaslighting him. I said if he paid the goddamn electricity bill, we wouldn't have this problem. We were having a lot of problems. So we had sex. And it was weird. It was like 'cause this man had the same muscle wasting condition as I have. Which was kind of awkward because we were doing stuff, and all of a sudden I feel these tiny little pats on my ass. And then I realize, oh, he's trying to slap my ass. So I just went through this evolution of awes, like realization, like, oh. And then, oh. And then, oh yeah, oh. He did not buy it. So I fucked his caregiver instead. Which, that was a little rough. That guy, he was a nice guy. That guy had the same name as my mom, which was kind of awkward, but, it was also kind of nice. It's like, he came in me, I came out of her, it's just this big circle of life, It's just kind of went around full circle. I'm very family oriented. I really am, like, I don't know if you could tell the theme from my set tonight. I'm very family oriented. Like I was talking to this guy on the phone from Australia. He was like, "Wait, my dick is so big." I was like, "Oh, we can't span the Pacific Ocean. It must not be that big." And he wanted me to call him Daddy. So I did that, just like that. Which is really awkward because now I gotta call my real dad Father. Which is really awkward because it's like every time I come home for the holidays, I'll be like, "Oh, hey, Mom, how's it going? Hey, little brother. Hello, Father. It's good to see you, sir. I mean, Master. Fuck. Anyway. All right. My name is Jade Terrio. Thank you. Thank you very much."
Give it up again for Jade Terrio, everybody. Right on, your headliner. Fabulous set. Yeah, and no, you're absolutely here. You're going to take up as much space and time as you need. I am going to talk over here, though, because we do have another fabulous show coming up. I should have looked at the marquee to find out exactly what it's called, but it's a combination of comedy and drag. You have drag queens doing comedy and comedians singing. It's going to be a lovely show. If you don't have a ticket for that already, I believe there are probably some seats available. Just talk to your fabulous club runner here, Jesse Jones, at the desk. Buy your tickets for that to stick around for the second show. But before then, give it up one more time for Joey C., Connor Martin, Jade Terrio, and I've been your host, Temple Kirk. I'm glad to be here tonight. Thank you for supporting local live comedy, and thank you for being your amazing selves. Good night and good luck.
All right, everybody, that was Can't Stand Up Comedy presents I Won't Stand for This. We're only halfway through the evening. We have lolgbt+ presents STFU. It is drag and stand up, and then they switch. and the drag performers do a little bit of stand-up. Stand-ups do a little bit of lip syncing. If you want to stick around, there are a couple seats left, but we're pretty full, so you might want to make that decision quickly. Otherwise, check out stabcomedytheater.com for our full calendar of events. We're live in person Thursdays through Sundays, and we stream every gosh darn thing we do. STFU will begin in 8 minutes or maybe later if we're waiting for pre-sales.
You're looking out for a place to go where they play the right music, where they get in the swing, and you look for the king. Anybody could be that guy. Night is young and the music high. A little bit of jazz music. Oh, and you got in the mood for dance. And when you get a chance, oh, you are the dancing queen. Young and sweet, only 17. Dancing queen, feel the beat from the tambourine. Oh yeah, you can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life. See that girl, watch that scene, she's a dancing queen. Oh, see that guy, watch the sea, she's the dancing queen. Oh yeah.
Listen up, girl, I know you a Nintendo fan. Gotta switch day one so you can hold it in your hand. Sync that Wi-Fi, know you got that speedy broadband. So you can download retro games from US and Japan. But don't tell no one I got the secret straight from my dad. And they'll get mad at my dad if they know he's been bad. So listen close and remember all the news that I got. For the retro game drop, that's right, for Nintendo Online's drop. We got Game Squimble 2. It's the sequel to Squimble. Classic Mario and Zelda would just be too simple. Honey's Barnyard Tussle was an all-time fave. Also Shave, the Cat, and Adventures of Dave. Pillow Fight Simulator really raised the bar. So far, you haven't experienced Banana Bazaar, Egg Maze, Gromplins, and Machiko de Mayo, Mattel's Bobby's Adventures in Toledo, Ohio. And maybe you were thinking that these weren't the best, but just wait till you see the rest. I said, wait till you see the rest of these games go. Grab your SD card, got Diarrhea Warrior, and also more of your favorite games like Cuck Hunt and Mega Lawyer, Regular Sword and Basketball 89, the video game version of I Saw the Sign. We're the luckiest gamers, you'll be happy to learn that instead of Kirby's Adventures, we got Super Blurm. That's the Super Nintendo remake of a game called Blurm. It was a game for the classic NES called Blurm. If you're expecting greatness, you've come to the right place, cause instead of Galaga, you've got Shooty Gun Space. Also Asteroid, no relation of course. Also Toad's Alimony, which I gladly endorse. Okay, to be honest, there's a game I've been hyping. It's a Mario game, yeah, it's Mario teaches white. Best of all, bitch, I haven't even gotten even started. Cause tomorrow they're releasing Smart Fella, he felt smart. And if you think that ain't enough to put your skills to the test, wait till you see the rest. I said, wait till you see the rest of these games go. It came for the ages, the pages and pages editorial that I needed to play this. I'm made of a shade of a gray that you can't even read, though. And so the Yoshi goes to prison and dies. Russian surrender, super financial lender. Dinosaurs versus ducks, postal service defender. Also Squark. And the remake of Squark, I recommend play Squark right before you play Squark. There's a lot of the plot that Squark just left out. So in order to understand just what Squark's all about, I also recommend logging onto the wiki for Squark so you can get a real deep dive on Squark. After all these games and you just aren't impressed, sorry there's no more left. I said, sorry there's no more left.
And we can't stop.
And we won't stop.
Ba-do-da-do-do.
Red cups and sweaty bodies everywhere. Hands in the air like we don't care. 'Cause we came to have so much fun now. That somebody here might get some now. And if you ain't ready to go home, can I get a hell no? 'Cause we gonna go all night till we see satellite. Alright, so la-da-di-da-di. We like to party, dancing with Miley, doing whatever we want. This is our house, this is our rules, and we can't stop, and we won't stop. Can you see it's we who own the night? Can you see it's we who bow the light? And we can't stop, and we won't stop. We run things don't run. We don't take nothing from nobody. Yeah, it's our party, we can do what we want. It's our party, we can say what we want. It's our party, we can love who we want. We can kiss who we want. We can live how we want. To my homegirls here with the big butt, shaking it like we at a strip club. Remember, only God can judge you. Forget the haters, 'cause Scott Bradley loves ya. And everyone in line for the bathroom, trying to get a line in a bathroom. We are so turned up, yeah, yeah. So la-da-di-da-di, we like to party, dancing with Miley, doing whatever we want. This is our house, this is our rules, and we can't stop, and we won't stop. Can you see it's we who own the night? Can you see it's we who vow that life? And we can't stop, and we won't stop. We run things don't run. We don't take nothing from nobody. Yeah, it's a party, we can do what we want. It's a party, we can say what we want. It's a party, we can love who we want. We can kiss who we want. We can live how we want. It's a party, we can do what we want to. It's our house, we can love who we want to. Love who we want. Song, we can sing if we want. It's my mouth, I can say what I want to. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, ooh. And we can't stop, we won't stop. Can you see it's we who own the night? Can you see it's we who bow the light? And we can't stop, and we won't stop. We run things don't run. We don't take nothing from nobody. Yeah, it's our party, we can do what we want. It's our party, we can say what we want. It's our party, we can love who we want. We can kiss who we want. We can live how we want.
settle down. Live a simple life in a quiet town. Steady as she goes. Steady as she goes. Steady as she goes. Steady as she goes. So steady as she goes. Your friends have shown a kink in the single life. You've had too much to think, now you need a wife. Steady as she goes. Steady as she goes. So steady as she goes. Steady as she goes. Well, here we go again. You found yourself a friend that knows you well. But no matter what you do, you'll always feel as though you tripped and fell. So steady as she goes. When you have completed what you thought you had to do, and your blood's depleted to the point of stable glue, then you'll get along. Then you'll get along. So steady as she goes. Steady as she goes. So steady as she goes. Steady as she goes. Well, here we go again. You found yourself a friend that knows you well. But no matter what you do, you'll always feel as though you tripped and fell. So steady as she goes. Settle for a world neither up or down. Sell it to the crowd that has gathered round. Settle for a girl neither up or down. Sell it to the crowd that has gathered round. So steady as she goes. 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 So steady as she goes. Steady as she goes. Steady as she goes. Are you steady now? Steady as she goes. Are you steady now? Steady as she goes. Are you steady now? Steady as she goes. Are you steady now?
Welcome to the Stab Comedy Theater. It's time for lolgbt Plus presents STFU. Please welcome to the stage your host, Greg DePaul.
How are we doing, beautiful people of Stab Comedy Theater? Woo! Y'all are amazing. I love this evening. How many of you are drag fans? Drag fans, raise of hands. You can scream too. Okay, this is a safe space. Yeah, we love drag. How many of you are comedy fans? Comedy fans. It should be the same exact number of people. Yay! I love it. Do we have queer people here? Queer people. Oh my God. You raised your hand so fast. You were like, "Me, I first. I came out in kindergarten." I love it. Oh my God. I love queer people. Straight people. Straight people, you guys are so quiet. You're like, we know, we're so sorry for how the world is. It's awful and it's our fault, but thank you for being here. You're supporting queer art. I love that about you. One straight person. He or what's your pronouns? Just checking. I don't want to mess that up. In front of this many queer people, I will be pitchforked so fast, which as a bottom is kind of hot. But still, anyway. Oh my God, straight person, thank you for coming. Oh my gosh, as you can tell from my voice, I am very gay. You can clap for that. Thank you, thank you. All throughout high school, I was very self-conscious of the fact that I was gay. I remember all the guys used to say who their celebrity crushes were, like Megan Fox or Allison Brie. And I thought I was quirky, I thought I was unique. I was like, you know who's hot? Ellen DeGeneres. Yeah, no, the call was coming from inside the closet, okay? It was very fucking obvious. I just got back from Florida. Anybody go to Florida? That's for the best, honestly. Like the tempered response, you're like, no. Florida has a leprosy outbreak, if you didn't know. Lucky you. You're like, yeah, that's where my next visit is gonna go. Love Florida. They pronounce things differently. They don't say Florida. They say Florida, Florida, okay? They don't say LGBTQ. They say them queers, okay? I love Florida. They don't say Puerto Ricans. They say Americans. But close. I'm kidding. They say illegals. They're fucked up. It's Florida. What did you expect? Oh my gosh. Any cat people here? Cat people? Woo! I love cats. I want to adopt a cat so bad. Oh my god. And I just imagine it. It's gonna be so cute. I travel way too much, so I can't keep him for long. So I decided, if I do, I'm going to adopt a cat with cancer. No, don't judge me. They need love too. Okay, and it's so cute. I'll name him Luke because of the leukemia. No, okay, come on. You don't want to be taking care of a leukemia kitty, okay? A cancer kitty? I'm not moisturizing that skin, okay? It's going to lose all its hair. No. Did we watch that halftime show? Halftime show, people? Yeah, I really hope so. I performed in a very conservative town in Pennsylvania, and they were like, which one? And I was like, oh, okay. I am uncomfortable, Hanover, Pennsylvania. It's a swing state, I can tell. But I watched that beautiful halftime show. I loved seeing Benito. Oh my God, that man is gorgeous. I want him to give me my period, which is gay, for make my ass bleed. I love that man. Oh, I learned Spanish. Anybody learn Spanish for the halftime show? Spanish speakers? I learned Spanish for the halftime show. But here's the thing. I didn't use flashcards because that shit's gay. Now, instead, I would just sleep with Latin men. Love it. I like to call it being a Duolingo, where I get Rosetta boned into learning Spanish. I love it. The way it works is I'll go on a grinder in places like Mexico or Costa Rica or LA, because, you know, it used to be Mexico. And I'll go on a grinder and I'll text the locals. I'll be like, hola. And they text me back. They'll say, tú eres una puta. Which, no, that's so romantic. They want a puta ring on it, right? Or sometimes they're very honest, and they speak to me in English, and they're really considerate. And they say, go back to your country. My God, you guys, that's how Trump hit on Melania. That's so romantic. Oh my gosh, so my name is Greg, which, as my mom says, is affectionately short for faggot. I love my mom very much. Anybody love their moms? I love my mom. She's amazing. But I think she likes me being gay a little too much. She's way too comfortable with me being gay. Okay, I made the mistake of inviting my mom this past Christmas to my apartment. I unfortunately work in between Christmas and New Year's. And so while I was working, as a thank you for hosting her, my mom decides to Marie Kondo my entire house. She cleans the kitchen. She cleans the living room. She cleans my bedroom. I'm a gay man. That means I have a drawer filled with things that should never see the light of day. Yeah, we know where this is going. So I come home that night. I sit myself on the couch. My dad's to my left. And my mom walks in with a Ziploc bag full of the contents of this drawer. And she places that bag in between my father and I. It gets worse. I inspect the bag. Everything in it is clean. I don't have a dishwasher. That means my mom hand washed all of my dildos. And I can't help but think, as she was pulling them out, she was thinking of all my ex-boyfriends. Like, she pulls out the smallest one, she's like, oh, Jacob. Or she pulls out the biggest one, she's like, DeAndre. If she was truly homophobic, she would have opened that door and closed it immediately. And that's what I would have wanted. Come on, that's a true ally. Being homophobic. No, I think my mom and my parents do this in general to compensate for the fact that they sent me to Catholic school. Anybody go to Catholic school? You look like you went to Catholic school. You're just sitting there. You're like, me? I look like I went to Catholic school? No, you didn't? He's like, no, I did not. No, I did not, sir. I did not go to Catholic. I did. It was a lot of fun. But here's the thing. I tell people I go to Catholic school and they get really worried for me. No, nothing happened, okay? But here's the thing. I went to Catholic school in 2005. Two things wrong with that. First off, my parents are not Catholic. They had no business sending their kid to Catholic school. Second, they sent me to Catholic school in 2005. Do we know what happened in 2005? She shook her head. She's like, yes, I know exactly what happened. No, that's when the Boston Globe story came out about the rapey priest. Yeah. So I asked my dad years later, I was like, why'd you send me to Catholic school in 2005? And I shit you not, he said, lightning doesn't strike twice. If we're following the analogy here, the lightning took a vow of celibacy. It wasn't supposed to strike the first time, let alone the second time in the same spot. I loved Catholic school, though. I've been thinking about going back into Catholicism because I'm gay. No, it makes sense. Okay, there's a connection here. Okay, I am, just like Jesus, very preoccupied with getting nailed. Oh my gosh. Let's see. How are we on dating? You two, you have your hand on her knee. You two are dating. You two look lovely. I wish to be in that. I used to date a long time ago. I used to date a deaf guy. The only problem is that I don't speak any sign language. He would just mouth his words. He was great with his mouth. He was also great with his hands. And one day he taught me exactly one phrase in sign language, just one. It goes, you can follow along with this too. This is like Sesame Street. Nice to meet you. Right, how cute is that? Nice to meet you. And I was so excited because I was going to meet his mom, who is also deaf. And so later that evening, he presents his mom, and I'm all ready. I say, nice to meet you. And she blanches. And he's laughing his ass off on the floor because what he actually taught me was nice to fuck you. We didn't date for much longer after that. No, he unfortunately passed away. I know. I didn't know he was dying of a seizure. I just thought he was singing a song. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. I can make that joke. He's dead, okay? I'm allowed to process my trauma. Come on, you guys. At this point, I would rather just date a lesbian. I love lesbians. Do we have lesbians here? Lesbians? Yes! Love lesbians. You guys are incredible. I called you guys, but you women are incredible. During Women's History Month, you women are incredible. And here's the thing. You give a lesbian an unsolved Rubik's Cube, she gives you back a fully functioning government, okay? Lesbians are incredible, okay? You give a gay man that unsolved Rubik's Cube, all he does is he shoves it up his asshole, pulls it out and says, I'm done, because it's all one color. It's not what you think. It's red. He put it up there a little too fast, okay? No, at this point, I'm tired of dating gay men, okay? Gay men have like the worst pickup lines, okay? Like a gay man has the audacity to walk up to me and say, what that hole tastes like. Ew. Should I be honest and say Little Caesar's pizza with the chorizo add-on? Gross. Or has a man ever asked you this? Have they ever asked you, you want to eat this cum? No. I don't like orange juice with pulp in it. Gross. I don't want that. I got to be honest, though. I met a man this week. I met a beautiful man this week. Oh, my God. His name is Andre. Of course his name is Andre, okay? He is beautiful. Manifest. This is not a joke. I want you to manifest this man for me, okay? Put up your hands. You're like, Greg, I want this man for you. I want this man for me. He is beautiful. He is gorgeous. I pull his foreskin down. There's a tahine rim. I lick it off. Oh, my God. It is amazing. I want this man so bad. He is two-tone, that beautiful scarlet. I want this man so bad. I don't know if I'll end up with this man, but I want this man. I want him in my life. Okay, now before I get to my last joke, some ground rules before we fully start this show. Welcome to Stab Comedy Theater. First off, please limit the talking in the showroom and the lobby to a minimum. Please do not heckle the comedians unless they ask. They talk to you directly. Instead, if you feel the need, feel free to tip your queen if you want attention. 20s will definitely do the trick. You will get attention out in the back parking alley, okay? You will get attention so fast. Feel free to buy plenty of drinks from Jesse. They don't have to be alcoholic, but they do have to be beverages because the more hydrated you are, the more Jesse looks sexy. And then please enjoy the show. My last joke. Who here subscribes to OnlyFans? OnlyFans people? OnlyFans? You put his arm up. You were like, the straight man subscribes to OnlyFans. I love OnlyFans. You guys got so quiet, but I love it, okay? Democratizing sex work. Come on, you guys. We got to support that shit. But I love it. It's where people post their jiggly bits on the internet for money. I love it. But also, people charge way too much money for that shit. $20, $30 per month? No. I'm not paying that, okay? That's way too much money. I'm poor, okay? Instead, what I do is I star that shit. I save it for later. And after 2 to 3 months, after everyone else has gone in and copy and pasted all those pictures, that's when I swoop in because their account is now 60, 70, 80% off. I want the discount dick. The Goodwill Gooch. That Salvation Army sloppy asshole. When your dignity costs less than Starbucks, that's when I want it. I told that joke at a show in New York in front of a beautiful man, much like yourself, straight man. I told that joke, and I asked him, I was like, can you stand up so everyone can see how beautiful you are? Because I would totally subscribe to OnlyFans. That's when I realized he couldn't stand because he had no legs. I had to recover. So I said, sir, I would still subscribe to your OnlyFans, but just like you, it better be 30% off. All right, that's my time. Up next, we have a beautiful, beautiful queen. She is beautiful. She is gorgeous. She loves Taco Bell. Give it up for the amazing stylings of Jet Black.
Shades and hues, tailor-made for you. You started. Go with your hands, can you be my body? Go ahead and brush up on me. Baby, when you want it, sign it down. Shut the gap. Can you handle me? Make the canvas speak. You started. Go, can you be my body? Go, shove on me. Baby, when you want it, and it got
God, isn't she stunning? Oh my gosh. You are beautiful. Thank you. Oh my gosh. How long have you been doing drag? 2 years. 2 years. She is this gorgeous for 2 years. Oh my gosh. Guys, drag is not easy. Oh my God. And she makes it look flawless. Oh my gosh. Give a hand for Jet Black one more time. She is incredible. Thank you so much. We're going to see her again very shortly. But now I would like to invite to the stage a very beautiful woman, again, during Women's History Month. Before I invite her, though, Women's History Month, I want to say something very important to all of you, something that we all know. I truly believe in our hearts we all know, that trans women are women. Can we get an amen? Amen. Trans women are women. So this next beautiful woman, she's performed in SF Sketchfest. Her name is Caitlin, and she is STD free. Are all of those things true? Maybe not. Give it up for Caitlin Johnson.
All right, thank you guys so much for being here. This is so fun. I'm not gonna lie, he was like, "This person is so beautiful" for Jet Black's introduction, and I thought I was next. And he was like, "She loves Taco Bell," and I'm like, I guess I guess I'm a big fan of Taco Bell. I don't know if I love it. Yeah, no. One more time for Jet Black as well. I loved her makeup. She looked like Jet Black Swan. That was really cool. My name is Caitlin. I am half white on my mother's side. I'm half Native American on my father's. I'm also half straight on my mother's side, half gay on my father's. It's pretty cool. I didn't have to come out the closet to my parents. That was really nice. As an Indian, I did have to come out the cupboard, however. That was, yeah, part of my journey. Yeah, it's cool. I like being half Native American. It's cool. You know, I can sit and stand wherever I want to. Used to be my land. Even though my blood is half Native American, I am actually also Mexican on my arms and my upper lip. So the hair really comes in. The hair breaks the borders of my skin quite a lot. I did wax for you guys, luckily, so there's no confusion there. There's not a lot of slurs for Native Americans. If you know any, hold on to them, please. Yell them out when I'm lip syncing later. When it matters. Yeah, there's not a lot of slurs for Native Americans. However, I was called one time a mountain N-word, which is not only, so offensive, really fucked up, a little creative, but mainly fucked up and offensive, but also so weird of my grandmother to call me that. That's what hurt the most. That was the last time I pushed her wheelchair down a mountain. Yeah. I have really big feet for a lady. Thank you for looking, everybody. No one. Usually it's like an old white guy in the front row that's like not hiding it at all, but everyone immediately. I was like, wow, you guys are a great class. Yeah, really big feet for a lady. I'm a size 9.5 in men's shoes. It's an 11. Ooh. Damn, girl. That's a 11 in women's, 42 in Europe, 318 in Asia. My feet are massive. Massive over there. It's pretty wild. Yeah, when I heard about foot fetishes, I thought I was in good company. You know, I thought it was the same thing as being attracted to like boobs and ass, right? The bigger the better. Sexy when it jiggles on its own. That is not the case. A gentleman asked for a picture of my feet, and I sent it to him, and he was like, Jesus Christ. Did you know that I was jerking off to these? Send me a picture of your toes next time. These are massive. And I was like, why'd you send them in 3 separate text messages? This is ridiculous. Yeah, there's a saying for, there's a saying for women, or I'm sorry, there's a saying for men with big feet. We all know the saying for men with big feet. There's also a saying for women with big feet as well. They say that we're trans. That's what they say about us. Clearly, I'm very progressive, so it doesn't bother me at all. It's just, they just say that to me. Cool. I don't know if anybody else experiences this, but anytime I'm hit on by a person, I would say like 9 out of 10 times they are usually autistic. I don't know what it is about me. I don't know if it's like a texture thing or what it is, but never ceases to fail. And there's a couple reasons why I don't necessarily like want to like pursue an autistic person, ride their autistic, if you will. For one, I would love eye contact at any point, like not during sex. That's fucking crazy. But I'm not not a freak. But if they could look me in the eyes during our date at the Railroad Museum, that'd be so fun. That'd be so fun. Like, I paid for your grilled cheese. The least you could do is look at me. I put eyeliner there, too. So you can't miss my eyes. Also, I like it. I like it when specifically men have, like, shoelaces. Because if I hear Velcro shoes coming off at the end of the day, I want to hear them go back on. That's not cool. Double negative points if the shoes light up. That's just as fucked up. Yeah. Also, I am not a big fan of anime. Anime is just not my thing. 'Cause I don't know if you guys know this, but anime is actually the gateway to not showering. I don't know if you've met anybody. Does anybody? Wow. I was about to ask. Oh, does anybody like anime in here? You don't have to say anything. I have a nose. I can smell. Sir, clean the crunchy roll in your pants, please. If you want to have a good Saturday night, please. Yeah. No, my one of my exes, he would like lie about like small things. He would lie about like what he was jerking off to. He'd be like, "Babe, I love looking at porn actresses that are like Latina adjacent and have big feet and glasses, like anything that reminds me of you, that's what that's what I'm jerking off to." And then he'd be like, "Well, like what are you jerking off to?" And I'd be like, "Jerking off to the thought of you, bro." Moving out of the fucking apartment and doing the dishes once in a while. That's what cleaning your crunchy roll. That's what I love thinking about. Yeah. Do you guys know what the male loneliness epidemic is? Have you heard about it? Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. No, if you don't know what it is, it's men typically around our age, like in their 20s, complaining online about how they can't make friends, they can't get laid, they don't know how to change a tire. That last one is just a suggestion. They should know how to do that. But there's a lot of people who are like, "Oh my God, it's not a real thing. Like men are just like, it's not a real thing." It is a real thing. It is a real thing because online they sell these automatic blowjob machines. I'm trying to collect them all, and I cannot keep up. Hit me up if you want to sale after. If you want 30% off. Yeah. Another reason you can tell men are more lonely is because more women are comfortable doing stand-up comedy. Not a bad thing. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying if you're a woman and you talk longer than 5 minutes in a row, you're not trying to get laid by a man. That's not the goal, really. Are there any ladies trying to get laid tonight? Right. Right. Yeah, close your lips to open your lips. You heard it here first. Recently, I had to schedule a STD test. I don't have any symptoms or anything. I just keep forgetting to use toilet seat covers in Sacramento. It's it's really stopping me from a lot. But I had to schedule an STD test. And legally, they have to ask you, like, have you had sex in exchange for money? And I'm like, oh my God. What? I'm like, no, unfortunately, no. I'm like, I mean, I guess I've had sex like in exchange for like a couple of drinks, of course. Who hasn't? Dinner at Red Lobster, absolutely. Girls gotta eat. I'm like for Benadryl during flu season, of course, obviously. And I start thinking, I'm like, oh damn, I've actually had sex in exchange for like a bike, like a bicycle. Yeah, and Santa still hasn't returned my letters. That's crazy. It's in his off season too. That's what sucks. Yeah, I've been saying that I'm bisexual for the past like 9 years, and it's really time for me to put the pussy where my mouth is. So I'm finally on like the lesbian dating apps. And all the lesbians that I've talked to that I'm friends with are like, don't fucking do that. But it's all I know. So like, but all I've like flirted with online has been like straight men usually, and so I just have like stupid like one-liners, and they like fall in love with you immediately. Autistic people. So it's fucking on easy mode. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but like there was this girl that I matched with. She was like 5'2", and I was like, "Hey, girl, you put the munch in Munchkin, don't you?" And she was like, "That's fucking disgusting." I can't believe men still think they can catfish women online, and you're fucking blocked. You're fucking blocked. I'm like, God damn it. So I resorted to wandering aimlessly at a Subaru dealership, waiting for something to happen. Yeah, let me know. I have bangs, and a lot of girls who have bangs, they're always like, yeah, I'm going through something. Yes, fix your bangs, girl. Me too. They're like, oh, if you have bangs, like, you're going through something. And it's like, no, it's not that at all. I'm not going through something, you know. Something's going through me. I drink coffee on an empty stomach. Hey, poop jokes. Okay. Cool. Have you guys been to a gay bar before? All right. Are we going after or what? No, gay bars are so fun. I love gay bars. I don't know if you guys, for those of you who've been, or if you haven't been, you got to know they make their drinks hella strong. They make their drinks so fucking strong because even gay guys don't want to get fucked in the ass sober. That's a big reason why. Because if you say bottoms up at Faces, you're in for a totally different night. Okay, we started a little bit of a dialogue. That's cool. Hey, yo. Okay. Yeah. Do you guys know the restaurant Hooters? All right, so we're going there after the gay club. Hooters is cool. They're going bankrupt, though. They're going bankrupt. Dang, I know. And I think it's because they're not family friendly enough, which is surprisingly insightful for them. Great take. But so a couple ways I want to be more inclusive to families is one, by eliminating bikini nights. No more bikini nights, naturally. Big, naturally. And yeah, the waitresses will also breastfeed your children when you take them in. So I'm trying to get my parents to take me. That'd be great. That'd be so fun. You guys are so fun. I feel comfortable with you guys. I did something really cool. I accomplished something pretty big. I've been working on it for years. So please be proud of me when I tell you I made a girl squirt in bed for the first time. Yes. Thank you. She had the same fucking reaction. That was crazy. That took me back. No, she for sure enjoyed herself, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but thank you so much for being proud of me because my mom wasn't. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm talking about myself. I made myself squirt in bed, but I still did it. It wasn't easy, you know. I still made that shit happen. Still a mess to clean. Yeah, no, but it felt good, you know. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah, I actually pissed the bed. That's what actually happened. I pissed the bed. It's only because I'm half Native American. I had to mark my territory. I didn't know what's going on politically. You guys are so fun. My name's Caitlin. One more time for Greg.
She is incredible. She's one of my first friends as a comedian here in Sacramento. I love her so much. Can we give another round of applause for her? I love Caitlin so much. Oh my gosh, we are more than halfway through the show. We are at the more, I would say, interesting part of the show. And by that, I mean, we are now going to swap roles. So we're going to try as comedians to do something that probably isn't well within our nature. Oh, you got excited. You're like, oh my God, I am so excited. The comedians are going to try and lip sync. And will it be as luscious and beautiful? No. That will be obvious. But we are going to give our best attempt. And then Jet Black is going to attempt to do a comedy set. And let me tell you, she is funny, okay? I want you to know that right now, okay? Like, you didn't get to hear us talk that much, but she is hilarious, okay? So you'll see that. But in the meantime, get ready for my performance because I am so coordinated. And here I go. Press that play button, Jesse.
If you're gay, then you're gay. Don't pretend that you're straight. You could be who you are. You are so strong, unique. We're all with you. If you're straight, well, that's great. You can help procreate and make gay little babies for the whole human race. Make a world we can live in where the one who you love's not an issue. 'Cause we're all somewhere in the middle. We're all just looking for love to change the world. But if the world stops spinning tomorrow, we can't keep running away from who we are. If you're gay, then you're gay. If you're straight, well, that's great. If you fall in between, that's the best way to be. You got so many options. Every fish in the sea wants to kiss you. Aw. 'Cause we're all somewhere in the middle. We're all just looking for love to change the world. Well, if the world stops spinning tomorrow, we can't keep running away from who we are. And we're all here in it together. We're one step closer to breaking down the walls. Everyone is
The straight guy at the first time. Straight man, I thought you were an ally. Oh my gosh. But you were all beautiful. I noticed none of you tipped me. That's cool. I didn't want it anyway. Comedians aren't as poor as drag queens, totally. We can say that, yeah, totally. Oh my gosh, but here is a, oh my God. Up next is a beautiful, beautiful drag queen who will absolutely make you laugh your pants off. Raise up that energy. Give it up for Jet Black.
Hi. Hello? Is it on? Hi. How are we all doing tonight? Good. Great. My name is Jet Black. I am from Stockton. I'm actually from Sac, but I'm part of the Sac scene for the most part. Whenever they book me. But yeah, I've been doing drag for 2 years, as stated earlier. I'm 28 years old, which I guess is relatively young, but in the drag scene, I'm old as hell. I'm old as shit, and they will make sure to tell me. Because a lot of these queens, I started at 26. A lot of these queens started at like 17, 18, 19, getting whatever 18 plus show they could get, sneaking into Badlands. I didn't say that though. But yeah, I'm like considered to the point that even the older queens are telling me that. Like, they'll be like, oh, you're 28? I didn't know you were so old. I was like, no shit, but I thought you were like in your 40s. You said that on the mic just now. I thought we were in this together. But I was like, okay, that's cool. But it's always nice to like kind of get the younger ones. I'm like, I know you've been doing drag for 5 years. I've been living 5 years more than you though. So, but yeah, I'm at a point in my life, like, because I'm in my late 20s. I'm turning 29 soon. And I'm just like thank you. I'm in like a different stage now. I can't be like the young and dumb, like early 20s anymore. I have to be a little more responsible. Yeah, and like the first thing I need to do, well, not need to do, cause like it's very valid, but I do need to step out of my hoe phase soon. I can't keep doing it. You know what I mean? Like, it's to a point where I'm like, okay, like I need to settle. I need to find me a man. You know, who else needs to find them a man? Right, right. Don't all share at once now. Don't all share at once now. Come on. But yeah, and like I'm like I gotta get into dating. And honestly, I know I'm on the mic right now, but I'm not that much of a talker when it comes to like one-on-one and small groups. I'm much more of a listener. I love to like just get to know you and stuff like that. And I think a lot of my hookups do also understand that because not I forgot what I was about to say. A lot of my hookups understand that because for some reason after the session, it becomes a therapy session. Like they start trauma dumping heavy. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm putting my clothes on and putting my shoes on and he's like, yeah, I just got out of an 8-year relationship. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, you lasted not even 8 minutes, but that's fine. Like, anyways. But as much as I can't say I necessarily get annoyed by it because I'm also like really nosy. So like I'm gonna ask like, what do you mean 8 years? Like, are you still together? I can't help but ask a follow-up question. And I'll just, cause I need to know, you know? And so it gets to the point where like my shoes have to be taken back off. I'm comfortable on the couch now. The tea kettle's going and I'm like, okay, so when he said he loved you, like, do you think he meant it? Or is that something that he was just saying just to say words, you know? Like, because like, yes, when I walk out of his house, I'm gonna block him. But when I walk away from this, I want to make sure all my questions are answered. I can't have a reason to go back and ask a follow-up question. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I need to make sure I know everything about you. I've got all your red flags, all your green flags. I'm going to let you know, like, yeah, I'll text you tomorrow. Not a problem. But you're already blocked. Don't open up Grindr. Do it a little later tonight once I leave. But yeah, and like, because as I get older, I also notice that I just get nosier. Like, in the drag scene, honestly, there's a lot of drama. People love to have drama for no reason, something small, sometimes serious. And sometimes we need to cancel some people. But I can't help but, like, see what happens to other cities and other towns. Like, I love knowing what's going on in Chicago. I love what's going on in like Fort Lauderdale, you know what I mean? And a lot of the times I'm following queens because I happen to see a post that they're calling out someone. I'm like, oh, let me follow them. Let me know what's going on. And I'll go on their stories and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, they have beef with this whole bar. That's crazy. And it takes all of me not to like message them. They'd be like, hey, put me in your close friends. Like, I know you're saying more things than what's on your regular story, you know? I would like to know. But I can't do that because I don't know them like that. So I usually just kind of like, sometimes I'll get brave and I don't like the story. And I'm like, maybe they'll say something. If I just like a couple of their posts, but we'll get to know each other. We'll become friends because I'm nosy. But yeah, and as nosy as I am, I will admit, that's all I can come up with for the stand-up. But thank you so much. This was really fun. It was really great. Thank you. This is my second time doing this. My first time, I had a lot more jokes. But this time, I promise, if I do this ever again, I'll have more, I promise.
God, she's gorgeous. Oh my God. She's got to do it again. The step come back. She's coming back, all right. She's coming back. She's coming back. Okay, you're gonna see her during Pride Month. She coming back. The set got her eye on you. She ready. Hello. Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, this is a love connection. Oh my God. I don't know what's happening. Connect people. Oh my God, we just made love friends, you guys. Love friends. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, with that energy, we're going to invite our next comedian who is about to lip sync for life. Okay, are you ready? Get set. Give it up for the beautiful Caitlin Johnson.
When I wake up in my own pink world, I get up out of bed and wave to my homegirls. Hey, Bobby, hey, she's so cool. All dolled up, just playing chess by the pool. Come on, we got important things to do. It's her and me and you and pink. what you wearing? Dress or suit? Either way, that power looks so good on you. Hey, Barbie, I like your style. If that was really a mirror, you see a perfect smile. Round and round and round and round and. That's my Barbie. Go Barbie, go Barbie. That's my Barbie. That's my Barbie. Go Barbie, go Barbie. That's my Barbie. Come on, we got important things to do. It's her and her and me and you in pink. Goes with everything. Oh yeah, beautiful from head to toe. I'm ready to go. You know it's pink, pretty pink, good enough to drink. Oh yeah, we like other colors, but pink just looks so good on us. P, pretty. I, intelligent. N, never sad. K, cool. Hey bitch, never mind.
Oh my God, she is beautiful and not wearing pink. It was close enough. We like the outfit change. That is effort, okay? Give it up for Caitlin. She is incredible. Oh my gosh, you guys, we are almost to our end of our show. This is the part where you go, aww, aww. Thank you for that. Truly, you did it of your own volition. I could tell. But oh my gosh, before we end the show, I do want to say one very important thing, because this came up during a comedy show, I want to say about a month ago. At the very beginning of Women's History Month, a comedian made a stupid joke. And she said, "My pussy is real." And I don't want to, if you laughed at that, that's okay. But that's a transphobic joke, if you didn't know that. That rhetoric is actually being pushed in our government right now. It is the very reason why trans women are being banned from the Olympics, why women are now being subjected to genetic screenings at the Olympics. I know this is a huge downer at the very end of our show. I know this, but it's so important. And it's just so weird for a woman to have to come on stage and say her pussy is organic. I mean, why would you have to say that? Like, some people like bioengineered. Like, it's okay. But we don't need to say that. We don't need to propagate that type of rhetoric. I want us all to repeat this very important thing, that trans women are women. Can we all do that for me? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Trans women are women. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm going to invite back our 2 incredible women to our stage, Jet Black and Caitlin Johnson. Please come back. Welcome them back to the stage. They are beautiful. They are incredible. Okay, if you want to follow these women, what are their Instagram handles?
Caitlin's just joking, and Caitlin has 2 eyes with a K. Yeah.
Jet Black is Jet _BLAQ_.
Black spelled the sexy way. Yes. And my Instagram handle is the Greg Depression. Someone once asked me, is that too soon? I'm like, the Great Depression? Come on, that was like 100 years ago. Come on, you guys. We're still talking about the Titanic. Okay, give it up one more time for our amazing women. And thank you all for coming to Stab Comedy.
Alrighty, everybody, that was LOLGBT Plus presents STFU, and that is our programming for the evening. Check out stabcomedytheater.com for our full calendar of events. We're live in person Thursdays through Sundays, and we stream every gosh darn thing we do. Tomorrow, it's Duel 7 Championship match. It's the winner of the $400 grand prize will be decided. So if you want to come out, you can vote for the winner. Otherwise, get home safe. Have a good night. Hope to see you again soon.